Gio here.
And West Palm Carlos.
And it is. It is a little moist. It is a little wet. We are coming to you from Universal Orlando. And you might recall last year we were in California and we did the RIP tour at Hollywood Horror Nights out there for Universal.
We loved it so much.
So this year we've never done it here in Orlando. We're doing it here. However, we have a hurricane on the way coming tomorrow, and we're already getting the outer feeder pans. So we're bringing you what is it like going to Horror Nights during a rainstorm / pre-hurricane. Is it any different? And a little comparison of how is the RIP tour here compared to the RIP tour in California.
To begin with, they don't give us any kind of transportation.
Yeah, there's no tram ride here like in California. We do know that. But other than that, stay tuned. We will bring you all the shenanigans.
The good part about this weather is it's cool.
Yeah,
Yesterday
that's one good thing.
Hot.
The rain has brought a little cooler temps, so we'll take that. All right, we'll see you guys inside. Check in. So we're on our way to Cafe La Bamba now, which I guess is where we're going to get some snacks and some food before the RIP tour officially begins. So it's kind of nice we're in the park before everybody. Definitely different than California in the sense that in California we had a little waiting area when we checked in with some water and stuff like that. Whereas here they corralled us outside for about 20 minutes before they brought us in the park. So a little different. Get to see some scare zone before any scares. Alright, so we're in Cafe La Bamba, trying these pizza fries. So before the tour started, we decided to check out some of the merchandise. Oh.
Strike it to buy it.
Huh?
Strike it to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, welcome. Come in a little bit close, try don't bite, at least this part of the night. Hello, I'm Tyler, going to be your tour guide for today. Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights 33.
And our first official scare zone was Demon Queens. All right, everyone. So we are now up on a balcony in Jimmy Fallon's little VIP area. That's our first little stop for the bar stop. So we've already done 3 houses. We got 3 houses done in 45 minutes. We did A Quiet Place. We did Ghostbusters and Monstros. So far, our favorite is Ghostbusters. So our tour is leaving, so we are on our way to more. You ready for the Goblins feast? You got a goblin? So unlike California, Universal Orlando does not allow any filming inside the houses. So the only footage we were able to get of any of the characters was in the different scare zones around the park, which were a lot of fun. This scare zone was called Swamp of the Undead. Rough day. All right, we're going through our second scare zone, which is based on a Renaissance fair gone wild. Pobrecito.
And prepare for this ceremony. Make sure to grant our victory. Well then, how are we all traversing through the fall so far? I'm still shy of you all, so it seems. I'm so excited to see each and every way you all shall fall. Did you all know? You all had a hand, yes, at breathing me into existence.
And of course, we had to go check out the tribute store, All Things Halloween Horror Nights. It's a very cool place. What you seeing?
All these people have their images on these boxes. Do you recognize the weapons? Put a comment below. What are they from? Stay Puft. Chucky. Lots of stuff. All right, everyone. So we're back in our villa. It's the following day. We've had a chance to kind of sleep overnight, think about our amazing time that we had at Halloween Horror Nights Universal. So we wanted to kind of share, while we eat some bread pudding, by the way, our thoughts and opinions, and do a little comparison, if you will, with the RIP tour that we did in Hollywood, California last year versus the RIP tour here in Florida. And there are definitely some dramatic differences between the two that we will point out. However, the one thing I will say, and then I'll let you say what you want to say, regardless of whether you do it in California or you do it in Florida, I think that the price you pay for the experience is worth it 100% for the experience that you get. So what are your thoughts?
So yeah, the experiences are different from the very beginning, actually, because like in California, when you checked in, you go to sit in one of the rooms, like overlooking the entrance. In this case, we had to wait outside, which it was okay because it was not hot. But if it would have been like hot as it was the day before, 20, 30 minutes waiting outside, I would not be happy. So that's a big difference, again, just from the beginning.
And what he means, let me jump in. From what he says from the beginning, from the moment we checked in.
Yeah.
So you check in the lobby. California, when you check in, you're indoors, and they take you to like a little VIP indoor air-conditioned reception area. Here, you check in indoors, but they made you wait outside in a courtyard, which, again, it wasn't the most comfortable. There's nowhere to sit, and just kind of waiting outside in the elements. Anyway, continue, sorry.
After that, then it gets better. On both of the tours, the tour guides were magnificent. Yeah, they were absolutely...
yeah, shout out to our guide last night. Amazing. He was great.
They were absolutely amazing. So that's good. They know a lot about the houses and the places and the things that you're gonna see, the history. So I love that. Equally good on both experiences. And then another big difference is that in Florida you have to walk everywhere. In California you have a trolley.
Yeah, the tram.
Beach trolley! Woo! For this very exciting, very frightening edition of Halloween Horror Nights 2023.
Yeah, the tram that takes you from one house to the other and all that. So.
Yeah, and then I'll jump in there too, because one of the things that I actually told our tour guide, one of the big differences between California and here is California obviously is a full working film studio with a huge amount of history. So because you're on the tram out there, the tour guide there spends a lot more time giving you history and theming it obviously to Horror Nights and talking about, some of the haunted history of the studios. Whereas they don't give you as much information about the details of the houses that you're going through in California. Whereas here in Florida, our guide took about 5 minutes or more sometimes before we went into every house last night and shared with us the story behind the house, little Easter eggs to look out for in the houses. And that really enhanced the experience for us of going through those houses last night by getting that little bit of extra information. So for that, I think Florida does it better with regard to the houses. California does it better with regard to the overall tour and the comfort of the tour, I would say. That would be the difference, yeah.
Then here we had 3 stops to have drinks, water and sodas were free, right?
In California.
Here, water and soda?
No.
Okay.
Here, the very first, when you check in, they take you to a little area where you get water and soda for free and some food items at the beginning of the night. But once you start the tour, there's a couple bar stops that you go to during the tour. But if you want water or soda at those bar stops, like the Jimmy Fallon bar and the other place we stopped, you have to pay for them. Whereas in California, that was included.
Yeah.
Not the alcohol. Alcohol you had to pay for at both parks.
Yeah.
But in California, you had unlimited water, bottled water. So that was a little different.
Yeah. But overall, I'm very happy. It was worth it to do that. In 45 minutes, we had done already 3 houses with plenty of time to go through the house. No pressure, no rushing.
Yeah, our tour started roughly around 6:30. By the time we did the first house, it was roughly around 7, because you get checked in and all that kind of stuff. We were finished. We had seen all 10 houses and watched the show, the live show, and we were done by 11 p.m. last night. And the event was open until 2 a.m. And that's another difference between Florida and California. Here, as a VIP, you only get to do the house once. And then in California, you go through the houses once with your guide, but your badge will allow you to go to the express line and go do it again if you want
Multiple
to.
times.
Here, though, they will not let you go into the house more than once. You do it with your guide, and that's it. But your express pass does get you into the attractions that are open. So we did do that. We rode the Mummy last night, which was cool.
Then, as in relates to the houses, my favorite one was the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That was fantastic because we got to see the Ecto One, and they the tour guide said that is one of the original ones
Correct.
because there's only 9.
It was movie used.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then the show I like. This is the first show that I actually like in a long time in these events, because last year was too, at least for me, it was lame. But this year it was amazing. It was
Yeah.
a great.
And he's talking about the show. There's a live show that you see in California out there. They did last year. It was about The Purge. And yeah, we weren't very big fans of the show that we saw in California. Neither one of us really liked it very much. Visually, it was great. The performers were great. It just had a really bad
Just
story.
The story was
We didn't like it.
really bad.
And then here in Florida, we used to love that they would do the Bill and Ted show every year, which was a lot of fun, comedy. And then they changed it and they went to this dance crew. And for a number of years, we would watch the show. And while we appreciated the talent and not taking anything away from the talent,
Yeah.
the show itself, really, the theme or the story just never really triggered anything with us. They finally have found a balance, and last night was spectacular. The story of the show, simple and easy to understand. A guy falls in love with the main act of a circus that's traveling to town, and apparently she gets murdered at every circus, and somehow he's in a loop, and he keeps coming back, something to do with the music box. And anyway, so it's a dance show, plus it has circus acts and fire acts and
great
acrobatics. The music is fantastic. So if you're at Universal Orlando, highly recommend you go check out that show, because that was one of the highlights last night for me. I was most looking forward to the Insidious house last night because I had heard so many great things about it. And I was underwhelmed, to be honest. I mean, it was beautiful. It was... Visually, all of the houses are great. Universal does a great job. But for whatever reason, the scares, to me, just weren't there. And much like Juan Carlos, I actually really, really liked the Ghostbuster. Now, Ghostbuster house is not the scariest by any means.
but it's
But
just a
visually,
nostalgia.
it was just so well done. Extremely well done. And then the pleasant surprises for me were outside of the IP houses, intellectual property, if you're not aware what that means. Universal does a great job on their original houses as well. And one that they did, I think it was 2019 when they first did Slaughter Cinema, which was a conceptual house that they put together. And then they brought it back this year, Slaughter Cinema 2. Absolutely enjoyed it, found a lot of humor in it, and also some good scares. And then I really, really liked the original house this year, Triplets of Terror, brother and two sisters, who basically go on a murdering rampage. And I found it was a compelling story. It's interesting because it might be one of the first stories that Universal Theme Parks has created for a house that I could see translated very easily into a film franchise. Like I would highly recommend Universal, not that they're going to listen to me, but they should make a movie because I think it would translate really well. So there you go. There's some of our differences between California and Florida with regard to RIP. My overall take is it's worth it. Yes, it's a little more money, quite a bit more money. But when you break down the amount of money you spend on a VIP tour and the fact that you get to do everything all in one night, I think it's worth it.
Yep, it is worth it. Yeah, it is highly recommended, and I love it. I really think that it's worth the money. So we'll do it
Absolutely.
again.
And we will. It's one of the things we look forward to doing every year. We go to Halloween Horror Nights here in Orlando, or maybe we'll go back to California again. But if you can, like we said, do the RIP or the Express Pass if you want to do it one night. But if you have multiple nights and you can't afford to do that, then by all means, go multiple nights and enjoy the experience. So there you go. We appreciate you watching as always. And remember,
Happiness is
a lifestyle. So if you liked the video, give us some thumbs up. And if you haven't done so yet, please
subscribe.
Yes.
And share.
do it. And we hope you all have a very pleasant Halloween season. Bye.